You have to believe me. They're firebenders. They won't stop until they win the war.
Calm down. You're safe now. There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
What are you talking about? Where do you think all the refugees come from? You can't hide it.
There is no war within the walls. Here we are safe. Here we are free.
A little bit. Okay.
Go ahead.
The first episode you missed it, but it was a really weird TODR because we got Avatar 1. We got episode 1. We see Aang flying with his glider, which is already a weird moment. We get this backstory, which is like the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the monks. How Aang grew up, how he was treated, talking to his mentor, to the other airbenders. And it was kind of cool to see them talk about the solstice coming in and seeing more avatars, seeing more airbenders. But they really speed run a lot of stuff. You don't really feel anything. And the guy, the kid who's playing Aang is super dead. Like he's not really emoting enough. Yeah, he doesn't even sound like a kid. He sounds like a kid trying to be an adult. And
he's a little man.
Yeah, he's like a little man, you know. Yeah, I'm a big boy. But the thing is that there's just no charm. Like we're supposed to be learning these characters, and there's no charm at all. We don't even care for Gyatso, right?
Gyatso, the first one.
Yeah, and he was okay, but it was speedrun so fast. When he gets yeeted, we don't care. And I guess some people were mad too that the monks were like basically like fighting monks, so like Shaolin monks. And they were like actually fighting back the firebenders, and the firebenders were like rocketeering over there, yeeting everything, fireball this, and they were attacking back with air bending and all that. It was kind of cool to watch, but again, it was just also weird to see Aang be so not Aang. And then his whole premise of bringing away because he didn't want to be the Avatar anymore. Like he felt like he didn't belong, and remember he wasn't a kid. He was the Avatar. Now he's too cool for everybody or too strong. And he runs away because they were going to start training him. But then Gyatso gets to him, I'm going to take you away. We're going to run away together. And then I'll train you to what I know. That's all gone. Aang gets lost and basically gets, frozen because he wanted to take a midnight stroll. And everybody else dies. Not really fun. I guess it kind of works, but we just don't. Like, nothing is holding you in, honestly. And then when he meets Katara and Sokka, it's so bland. We didn't even get the iconic scene of Katara getting mad at Sokka because he's being sexist, and she breaks the ice where Aang is inside in. They just get caught up in the water, and they get stuck on the ice. It just makes it so unimportant. And then we don't even see...
It's very static. All the scenes are... Like the show makes it so dynamic because a lot of things can pop in and out, but it resolutes into itself. Whereas this, it kind of just like, all right, we got to keep going. So here's this information. Do with it as you will.
It moves too fast for its own good. We get no build up for Aang. When Aang meets Katara, he's like, "Oh hey, I'm Aang. What's your name?" And Sokka's trying to be like, "I'm gonna kill you. Stop getting close to us. Who are you?" Da da da. And he's trying to flirt with Katara. None of that's happening here. That's gone. He gets back to the village. We don't really get a big introduction to his bison either. I don't know why. We get that like super later. Their fun is completely gone, which is something I have to point out. It's just completely gone. There's no penguin scene. They don't have fun in the abandoned battleship.
What is this fun you speak of?
I don't understand that part. It's still boggling me. There's no real fun at all. I think the only thing that was kind of fine is no, did they not do that? Oh wait a minute. When
what?
Sokka threw his batarang, did it come back and hit him in the head?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Almost the beginning.
Yeah, honestly, I don't understand that.
Wait, no. You're right. No, they didn't. My bad.
He just got his ass whooped.
No, he is with the spear, and they didn't even show him have a boomerang. He just pulls a boomerang out of nowhere from fucking 2.
Oh, that's just as bad as when Aang pulled out his fucking staff out of his ass.
You're just so used to seeing it.
He just pulls it out like he didn't have it like for the whole episode. And then when, and then he's like, I have my stick now. Like, wait, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Like, no, legit. If you go back and watch it, it just comes out of nowhere.
Kept it in my butthole for safekeeping.
Of course.
I think that the worst offender are the two things in my opinion where Grandma started repeating the entire intro for the Avatar.
That was
That was stupid. That was
once again. Remember, she just out of nowhere. Show Carrie. You should show Carrie.
well, maybe, but it's she literally monologues the whole beginning of Avatar, like the actual beginning of Avatar. When you put the first episode, you know how you get that whole. She literally goes once before. Oh my god! I don't. That was okay.
They're in the middle of talking, and they're like, "We found this boy. He's the Avatar," and then she just like interrupts the entire scene. Long ago, the foreign. It's like, what the fuck? This lady just went NPC mode.
That was pretty bad, and I think just as bad was when we were getting the first training scene with Zuko and Iroh, which a lot of people remember still, even myself. And when he scolds him, no, stop doing this. This is muscles do not equal strength. Your strength comes from your breath. And he gives him that whole scolding, and you know he just tells him, you know, like, well, uncle, you need to show me the next. I'm advanced, this and that. It's like, no, you're too impatient. It's like, well, you need to be able to teach her. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I do a little bit, but first, after my duck dumpling soup and or whatever. And it's funny. He was like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like eating noodles or dumplings, and he just gets mad at him. That they try to do that scene, but it's so fucking awkward. Oh, and don't get me started about the fucking breakout when he you missed that too, but he gives himself up and he doesn't go Avatar state at all in the first episode. That's why I guess they try to make this a big deal in the second episode. Why instead of going Avatar mode,
he can fly.
No, yeah, I did. He can fly without his stick or anything apparently. So we're just gonna ignore that for now because that's just dumb and doesn't make any sense. Avatar Aang not happening is weird. And instead of him stopping Zuko from, you know, blasting them when they're leaving, Katara turns into a natural airbender and puts a water wall, which is cool girl power, I guess. You think that would be the only time, but seeing episode 2, they are really honing into the girl power stuff. And I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but that's not Avatar. It's never been about that. It was always supernatural seeing the characters have their own moments fleshed out. And that goes for Katara, that goes for Sokka, goes for Suki, Toph, anybody from... Literally every character has their moments. Doesn't matter what they are. But it's like, they have to make it be... You have to look at the women as super strong, and that's just weird. It doesn't fit right with... And this whole thing of pushing Roku out the way is really hard to not ignore. Like they took key points of Roku and turned him to Kyoshi. Even the intro has Kyoshi completely removing Roku. Like that was the dumbest thing I got to watch. It's
worse than I thought.
It's weird.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh my god, that's horrible.
What?
So I rewatched the scene. I rewatched the scene we were talking about where, remember, the scolding comes from the breath.
The strength comes from the breath. Yes.
Yes. Okuhara is just fucking sucking his chode. He's literally saying, because Zuko's like, I'll have to be ready to fight the Avatar. He's like, good. I think you're ready. And he's all like, I need to learn this set. And he's like, I think you're well trained. Now how about some dumplings? Like, it just seems so like stupid. It just like
GPT.
He's just kissing his ass.
ChatGPT episode.
He's kissing his ass, and then he's trying to be goofy, and it doesn't work. It just sounds so like when you see the episode and you hear it in tangent, it's so misdirect. Like, listen, I'm gonna say it word for word, and you understand what I'm saying. So they show firebending. I need my best when I face the world's ultimate warrior. They say Avatar Kyoshi took it down an entire squadron of Earth Kingdom soldiers single-handedly. You certainly prepared enough, Iroh. How about a nice cup of jasmine tea? Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
That's a completely different shift from the original episode where he's fighting the two warriors.
It takes away
He's trying to train and he tells them, no, You are doing muscles. You're trying to do physical strength. That's wrong. It's from the breath. You need to do it like this. And he's like, I'm fed up. I keep doing the same thing every day. Base it this, base it that. I need to be ready for the avatar. He's like, well, you're not ready. You're impatient. You need to learn the breath. You need to learn this. And he tries to tell him, make me learn new stuff. And he goes, maybe. But first things first, some food or tea, and we get that funny moment. That's just weird. Him telling him like, yes, you're a badass. Good job, boy. It's like they take the. It's like they. Birdie said this earlier, but I think he's right. They dumbed down Iroh, and I don't know why.
Yeah, he's not wise.
He is not wise, but
like the food thing.
That scene stuck out so weird. You're right.
Like, he should have known what the food was. He's always sitting down having a tea and having a meal, because what's the best way to learn somebody? The way they eat, because you're forcing them to sit there and communicate. They can't run away until their plate is over. So they're going to have to eat at a decent pace where you can get information out of them. He's a man that has learned throughout his whole lifetime through sitting down and having patience. Speaking, teaching. He's wise. He is not wise at all in this show. He's stupid. He's just, oh, what does it have, sir? And that random NPC is literally telling the whole story.
He's just a bumbling posh idiot. It's kind of sad.
I don't like this Iroh. That's probably like episode 1. Fine, it set us up. It kind of giant up the story. I'm not a fan of it, and it's just weird. But going to part 2, it's kind of sadder.
You know what I feel like? You know what I feel like happened? You know what I feel like happened?
Jesus Christ!
Listen, I think whoever the casting director is, they did all they did was like stereotype his body and notice that he could have the regalness. Because remember, Iroh has the fuck is it called?
Beer belly.
Oh, not that.
If they wanted Uncle Iroh, they should have got the voice actor who replaced him. Who replaced the original.
That's what I'm looking for. He has the demeanor of royalty. That guy pulls this off. He does have he has the good poise and all that, like the proper talking. But the thing is, Iroh had a double side to him. He could be proper, but he could also be kind. He could also be silly. He could be relaxed, patient.
Yeah.
This guy
yes. Oh, with that so it's like you just made me remember that one beautiful scene. Isn't it episode 2 or 3? It's after the fight, the whole training thing. And he's like, "Why do we have to be with this brat?" And he's just a kid. And then Iroh's like, "May I join you?" It's like, "Oh, yes, yes, sir, yeah." And then he's like, "Do you want to know the story?" And he's like, he's like, yeah, what? Like that moment is really good for Iroh. Like we see him to be caring, we see him just chill out with the crew because that's his crew. That's like the last of his crew, and he's just wise. It's just telling him, I was like, he's kind of an asshole, but he's an asshole because his family scorned him, they burned him, he got kicked out, he's banished.
They thought he was just a bratty prince.
Yeah. But he told him like it's because of all of this, like don't judge a book by its cover. And yeah, it's like he's hell bent on doing this for honor, and that's a really cool episode. Not only because I think you're right, it is a storm. It's like all that extra baggage, but like that scene too, really good for Iroh, really nice.
Yeah, that was also the scene where we get all the backstory for Aang and why he ran away.
Oh my god, yeah, they're in the cave.
There's no storm, dude. There's no storm because they go directly to Amashu. So, like, what the fuck are they doing? That's such
it's weird enough that even in 2, they completely took Ryoku's arc and the forest arc just to prop up Kyoshi. I don't like that at all. Like fucking what the hell is this? Like, no, genuinely, like girl power. Okay, cool, but like she gets her moments in the trial, We learn about her.
But he straight up became Kyoshi. I was like, what? When did that happen? He just became her.
And
Yeah, I mean, he
flew and
usually like
mastered all
talks to
four
them, like
moves.
he talks to them in his head and
Mhm.
stuff, but never boom, I'm Kyoshi.
I
Like
feel
that
like
never.
give me a sec, because I feel like that is true. I'm gonna look at it. Real quick.
Yeah, he turns into her like 2 times, if I'm correct. Like only twice. But she
I thought I'm talking to her,
no.
and she's like standing in front of him, but
He
never he
talks.
like I am
He talks to the
Kyoshi.
council and explains the separation of the islands because it made that one guy die because he fell off.
Yeah, and that's the trials.
Yeah,
And
but
then
he didn't go all Super Saiyan.
no.
He
No.
usually taps into Roku for that.
Yeah, Roku, he did that in the temple. But they just took all that out. All that. And it's
There's
like
no koi surfing.
there's
There's no girls.
there's
Oh,
no
so they do
there's
get
no
they
haiku moment with Sokka and Zuki.
they do get
There's
Sugi.
they do get ambushed by the Kyoshi warriors. They get tied up and roped.
no, they do. They get slapped, but like that
There's
whole
no old man,
all that
food. The
there's
girls
surprise
are so
Suki mom.
I bet episode
Wait.
3 is gonna be even better.
But again, it's like episode 2 just made it made it its mission to make you say woman power. Like literally, what is going on? Just
I don't really like anyone in the show so far. No one's just like, whoa, amazing.
I don't think I think that's the sad part is that nobody's like that. And even though I said Sokka's okay and Zuko's okay, it's not like oh my god, like these guys are
They're
stealing the
because
show.
standards have been lowered.
I can't even say that standard is lower because like they're getting the character, but the character is half, and then the other half is writing. So that's like
God damn.
it's like polishing a turd. It's still
That's crazy.
it's still a
I'm looking at
turd. It's just pretty. That's it.
I'm looking at season 1 after the Great Divide, which is obviously they say is the worst episode. We get the storm,
Mm.
the fortune teller, the blue spirit, bottle of the water tribe, the deserter. Like all these are all these are fucking good episodes. Like just bangers right after another.
Are we gonna skip all those? Like Jesus.
They got to the island
no,
pretty
no.
fast. I was like, damn, episode 2 we're here. Shoot.
But dude, oh wait. Speaking of that, he stole Zuko's diary. Are we just gonna
Yeah, he
ignore
did.
that? He
Straight up
stole
took
his
his journal,
diary.
Man. Giant.
You know
I hate
what?
you, Dad.
You know what I
Ignore it, man,
probably
but it's gone.
okay. Here's what I don't get. You guys realized? Well, actually, I'm not sure because we still have to go to Umashu, and the third episode's called Umashu. So I wonder if we're gonna meet what's his name, the Earthbender, the one whose dad's taken away. Like Kataro has like she has kind of like
oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh, I don't know his name. What is his name?
he's important because remember they go back to that Fire Nation prison to break out her dad and all the other people.
That's when they go. That's a whole. Isn't that like right before they get to the Bossing Say?
Well, yeah, remember the war, the Black Sun had already occurred because remember, they're in
Haru.
prison. Yeah, Haru.
Oh, dude, that's like way ahead.
No, but not that part. The next episode for this bullshit is the Omashu episode. Right after that, she's supposed to meet Haru. She learns about. Remember, she meets and learns about him and that his dad got taken from the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Like it's a small episode, but it matters because it serves the overall plot when they go to the prison.
Yeah, carrying later.
See ya, dude. Oh my god. It's like
Oh, you're right. Roku's supposed to talk to him in the spirit realm.
no, I told you that's like
Looking at
super important. It was very important. See ya, my duder. Like the more I like try to think, it's like whoa, we missed the Agni Kai. There's now
Again, whoa, hold down there.
the chemistry between Zuki and Sokka is like honestly all I'm getting is get a room because the buildup is weird.
Yeah, it just feels like horny.
Yeah, thirsty, and I mean
Thrones.
real
Literal
thirsty.
Game of Thrones writing. That's why
And-
everyone in high school loved it.
And I agree with you. Aang and
Or they
Katara
like
have
people
one scene where they're having fun, and that's like the only good scene for them. Everything else is like my little bro. Is what it feels like.
They have no chemistry. It's
No,
weird.
like nothing.
They haven't even mentioned. See, by now they were supposed to mention that Aang has a thing for Katara. They haven't even said anything.
Yeah,
about
kind
that.
of. And it took.
Yeah, because she gets jealous, and he's like, he has a thing with people.
Yeah,
You
she gets
can't
all
even get jealous out of-
sassy. True.
Like all that building is just non-existent.
There's nothing there. She's a literal Plank is better than her. I'm sorry. It's,
That's what I said.
she's
Somebody
still
needs to
not.
put it on
Oh
there.
my god, talking about Katara. What about the freaking okay, am I dumb or did her grandma really give her a scroll? Because I don't remember that at all.
No,
Okay, so
she
no.
finds it from the pirates.
That's
She
right.
find it. She gets. They have to go get it from the pirates.
Yeah.
There's literally an episode called Waterbending Scroll.
Yeah.
She gets it from the pirates.
Two
It's also
gold
crazy
coppers.
that she freaking slams him with one hand.
Oh, with the when they invade, yeah, that was weird. That
Yeah, that looks so weird because it was like, "Whoa," you know how quick
she threw him
it
like
wasn't
20
a-
feet. Like what the hell?
It was not a seamless animation. You could see the frames in there. It's like the frames dropped for a couple seconds.
No. That
That was
see,
bad.
it's weird because I was praising the animation. Did y'all see when?
I know, and then right after it turned to shit.
Bro, no, bro, it turned like fucking Power Rangers level of fucking cinematics. I was
Hey,
like, what
hey,
the fuck
hey.
is this?
That nut shot is legendary, okay?
No, okay, not the with the goofiness. Like, dude, she literally jumps out of the thing and then she flies up like a goddamn like what? Iron Man all of a sudden?
That's what I
Shit
felt. I was
was
like, well, we're getting Iron Man, superhero landings, everything. Like that just made no fucking
Stupid.
sense. And they're
Fuck,
just
man.
completely gonna ignore the whole point that it was, like I said, that was more to be in tune with the spiritual realm. When that first happened, when he went to the temple.
I thought he does get possessed by people, or is it Korra that gets possessed by people?
Korra just goes all crazy. They girl boss her so hard. She's just a badass. That's not really great.
Then who? Because I swear that in the they show Aang is able to be possessed by one of them.
He has a moment where he's Roku in the temple, and then he has a second moment when he's on trial where he's wearing Kyoshi's armor, and then she transfers into Kyoshi and says, "I killed him, but he killed himself because this is what happened."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
It wasn't no Super Saiyan.
It wasn't.
levels of,
Yeah,
"I'm
it wasn't
destroying all of this
fucking
bullcrap."
Ultra Instinct, bullshit. It was just she explained herself and then she was gone. But that was like everything was like of her attire, so there was like some connection to her. But that was like the crux.
Have other people criticized how much emphasis they put on Kyoshi that didn't need to be there?
I think there's some talk about it, but honestly, from what I looked, which I don't keep on it too much, is that they're trying to talk about more about Azula, but I'm not there.
Yeah.
And again,
They turn her, they humanize her. That's the problem.
which when we get there, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just wrong because Azula is not meant to be humanized, even at like no.
It's supposed to be a fucking little crazy demon girl.
True.
Nah, they humanize her. They threw out all of that.
She's supposed to be fucked up. Like what? How?
Like how do you deter when they were like 9-10 years old and she's hurting animals because she feels like it? And
they're not gonna show none of that.
And
it's gonna be boo-hoo. Feel sorry for me.
And I just can't let it go. Whenever Zuko gets his punishment, he gets hurt. They cut to his family. Iroh looks away because he's disgusted. He's sad,
Bro,
and then you look at her and she's smiling at him. Like, bro, what?
Bro, they're gonna dog roll the entire great scene of Azula always lies. Azula always lies. That's probably not even gonna be there.
Oh man,
that scene is so good.
No, they already said they boo-hooed her. A lot of people complain about it. Boo-hoo, look at me, and then everyone feels sorry for her. There's none of all that shit y'all said. Not gonna be in there.
It's already bad enough. It's bad enough.
I've always wondered though. Do you think that we're obviously we know it's shit. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and say like won't people say like, well, it's not supposed to be just like the original? It's taking liberties.
See, no, that's
Moral
bullshit.
liberties.
That's bullshit because if
It's
you're
rewriting a
gonna
story, that's not liberties.
tell a story and it's based on a previous story that you're saying, this is what I copied, damn straight we're gonna compare it. You're not gonna tell me and go, I made not Superman. Look. Okay, cool. I want to compare it to Superman. Why are you gonna do that for? Because you just said it's basically Superman. I'm gonna compare it because how good did you do? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it can't be done. Like, we're gonna see what you did wrong and what you did right. And so far, characters feel bland. The bar has moved so low, even Bird's pointing it out. Zuko is fair. Sokka is fair. General Zhao, which, you know, it's not a lot with him, but from what I've been seeing, he's pulling him pretty well. I'm surprised. He really is. But everybody else, it's weird. Even Aang, which is like the important one, Aang feels like nothing. He's crying. I didn't feel anything. He sounds like he's trying to be an adult, and the way his whole demeanor is not there. He's not fun at all. He just honestly, he just looks and sounds like a tryhard. He's not Aang. That's so sad to say. And then to have him lectured by Kyoshi and then her turning into him, that just makes no sense. Every mention of Kyoshi being better and this and that, like, are we just gonna forget Roku?
Bro.
We're just gonna put down all the guys here. Like, that's hard to ignore. But again, I guess that's just what the writing wants you to focus on, I guess.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wrote this? Quit putting the writers' names in the mud.
I don't like.
Fuck, dude.
And I guess, I mean, I'll be done with this pretty soon. Honestly, I want to add some more, but Aang was weak, like presenting. Like he wasn't a fan of the war. He, you know, I did forget. Like, yeah, because he's a monk. But like, I ended up forgetting that he was basically an actual pacifist. Like, that was his whole schmick. But the show doesn't do that. The show makes it look like he is a genuine.
I'm a god. He wrecked those other monks.
Like, that scene was stupid. Like, when we see his flashbacks,
Firebending.
like that was verbatim the fire scene. And he literally did the whole spinny move and burned Katara's hands because he was enjoying himself too much. And what do we get? He did that exact same scene, but he hurt his fellow monks. What?
Guys, I think this is the problem. I'm looking at the show. So apparently,
Mm.
because I'm looking at Wiki, unless this is lying, the first
Allegedly.
episode, the first episode was partially written by the creators. And they pulled out, and then they had like 4 or 5 different writers for each episode.
Well, there's your problem.
They pulled out.
They're-
They should have quit right there.
Oh,
5 people
apparently-
per episode? What the hell?
What does it mean, teleplay? I don't understand what that means.
Teleplay is a screenplay or script used in production of a script television program in general usage.
Apparently, there was a comic book writer named Joshua Hell Fikalov. I don't even know who this is.
I'm not good with names. Like, the fact that you told me there's 5 people per episode is already a big flag. It should be like 1 to 2. 5 people? It sounds like way too much.
You wrote a book called Echoes?
Oh god, Echo, no!
It's not Echo, it's Echoes.
What's the difference? Garbage.
You got it?
What am I supposed to get?
Whatever point you were trying to make.
He never had one. He enjoys the show. There is no fake bad writers. In Boss Sing Say.
In Bossing say there is no live action Avatar.
No, you know what's funny? I noticed I know. Yeah, no, dude. There was somebody who was talking about how woke Avatar is gonna be, and I wrote that as a comment, and it has like so many fucking likes. I said there is no new Avatar in Bossing.
There is though, bro. Oh,
There is no story development.
There is. There's no story development.
You should have
Is it
that
wrong?
brainwashing
It's so
scene
bad, but I want to
in your
know.
video.
I want to
They're
know how
like,
bad
you're
they
gonna
fucked it up.
enjoy this.
I'm gonna have to download
I
that.
wanna know how-
All right. Well, I guess we can agree pretty simply. The show, it's doing its damnedest to make the men just sound completely brain dead. I don't know why. Iroh is sad, and it really hurts. Aang is a little B, I guess, because he's gotta be a little bitch. Tara's a plank of wood. Zhao is pretty good, I'll admit. Zuko pretty good. Sokka decent. And aside from Horn Dog McGee over there, you know, I guess that's all we got. So, not looking too good, Avatar Netflix to do. Not looking too good. Any last words?
Nah, it sucks.